through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Alright, 'cause I'm free. I'm freer than I've ever been before. Yeah, baby, I'm free. I'm freer than I've ever been before. Alright, 'cause I'm free. I'm freer than I've ever been before. Yeah, baby, I'm free. I'm freer than I've ever been before. Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Alright, 'cause I'm free. I'm freer than I've ever been before. Yeah, baby, I'm free.
And a very good evening, everyone. Welcome along to Baseball Park here in the West for the continuation of the 2025-26 Women's Elite Series. And by gee, we have got a good one coming your way tonight. It is Carine and Kalamunda, both sides suffering defeats in their first game. Carine to the Braves, and for the Wanneroo Giants, the Kalamunda Rangers were absolutely routed in the first innings with a 10-run onslaught, and sadly they never recovered. Both sides looking to get on the winners list for the first time in 25-26. Paul Busik's my name. Tori Newman's alongside me. Tori, both sides defeated last week, and a first win on the board will spring their confidence.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, both teams looking to get their first win tonight after, as you said, 2 losses last week. So it's anyone's game tonight, really.
It certainly is. Well, you spoke with both teams earlier on in the afternoon before play began. What's the morale like in amongst the playing groups, both Carine and Kalamunda, when speaking to them in the dugout earlier?
Oh, both teams are excited. They're both raring to go. And I actually found out that Carine are getting in an import coach. So he just arrived this afternoon by the name of Camille. I believe he's from the Czech Republic.
So, good European experience coming on board for the Cats. And that'll be very handy from a Cats point of view to get that experience all the way from Europe over here to Australia. And that might serve them well for the Cats.
It might be what Carine need.
And as we get started, 3 straight balls have been pitched. A strike from starting pitcher for the Kalamunda side, that being Isabella Clark, and facing Elodie O'Sullivan, the lead-off hitter for the Carine Cats this evening. As we said before, both sides coming off defeats, and we'll get to the starting lineups for both sides very shortly as Clark throws and straight down the middle. O'Sullivan swung for the fences, came up empty, 1 up, 1 down for the Cats. Isabella Clark starting well. First strikeout early on. Peyton Newman, second spot in the Cats batting lineup. Carine Cats gave a good account of themselves in the first hour of the game. They struck 3 runs in the third inning, only to be overrun by a very strong Braves side who played in last season's grand final and ultimately would go down 10-4 as Peyton Newman takes a called strike from Clark on the first pitch. 10-4 and 9-4 in the hit column as well. And it was all over in the first inning later that night. Last week for the Kalamunda Rangers, they were routed 13-3. 11-3 in the hit count as well, and 10 runs in the first innings, Tori. Safe to say the Giants, they never looked back last week.
No, they did not.
Well, Newman letting that one slip by as well. Of course, the Giants take on the Braves in the second match a little later this evening. And this one here tonight should be a very good one. Both sides, as Tori alluded to, suffering heavy losses, and that's a drop strike. Swing and a miss.
I think that one just hit the edge of her bat there. I think it might go down as a foul.
Yes, that is correct. It did just clip the bottom edge of the bat. Well spotted. So we got a 2-2 count with 1 away. That one just sinking low. We now got a 3-2. Starting lineups for the Rangers in the meantime will follow after this 3-2 pitch, still 1 away. Newman facing Clark, and that's a good swing. Low line drive towards third baseline, but a foul. So for the Rangers, Clark starting pitcher. Emily Millard is starting catcher. Shans Trigg at first base. At second base is Riley Kemp. Third base is in the number 5 position, Brooke Danks. At shortstop, Sheen's right. Phillips is at left field. Curtis at centre field. And Jacqueline Zorn is at right field. Starting things off for the Rangers this evening as Clark throws one wide of the plate. Base on balls for Newman, and she will keep herself safe at first. So straight away the Cats with a runner on base. I spoke to their current coach a little earlier, Tori, Simon Stanton, and he summed it up very well. The Cats had the momentum in the first hour, couldn't sustain it in the second. It's a game of momentum over 2 hours, and it's all about keeping the momentum in your side's favour for the whole 2 hours. It can't be one without the other.
That's absolutely right. You can't get a few runs and expect that that's your job done. You have to keep it going.
He's certainly right about that. The Braves, they did win it in the second hour. In the meantime, Molly Finch at the plate. A pick-off attempt was missed from Clark a little earlier. Newman gets a lead off from first. Finch taking the strike. The throw from catching position to second base falls short. And that will mean Newman makes a steal at second. But it will be an 0-1 count after Finch took the strike. The Cats last week playing a very attacking style, unable to sustain it in the second hour. But they're starting to mirror what they've done at the start of this game. And that's a wild pitch. It went past the catcher. And Newman, just like that, will steal third. So now we've got a 1-1 count. And Finch facing Clark. Started off quite well, but the Cats just looking like a more attacking side that we saw last week in their loss to the Braves here at Baseball Park last Wednesday night. That one going low again, 2-1. Guy Belair, also, we must mention as well, coach of the Kalamunda Rangers, back for another campaign.
And isn't he a competitive one?
He is very competitive, Guy Belair, but a very passionate competitor is the great man Guy Belair, situating himself in the dugout, keeping a close eye on the action. And I think this season as well is all about continual improvement for this Kalamunda side. They're mostly a young side, but by gee, it is going to be a real interesting time for the Kalamunda Rangers this season as they look to continue to build. That one's a floater, and that one sends Finch packing. She got caught looking. Clark with a very good change-up. And that is a strikeout, the first of the night for Clark. And this will bring up Morgan Doty. And she wants to give Peyton Newman the go-ahead run. Runner on third, Peyton Newman. Oh, that one was very close. Just to the left-hand side of the zone, ball one. It's got a 1-0 count. Clark on the mound. Doty at the plate, facing. She wants to send Newman home. Good swing. Ground ball out towards shortstop. A fumble. Newman will send herself home and score. First blood to the Cats.
Didn't see that one coming.
Well, you must be happy with that, of course, as a sister of Peyton Newman, and a nice little smile on the grin as well, and no wonder.
A little bleeder there by Doty. It's enough to get Newman home and score the first run for the Cats.
And this is a good start by Carine. They're showing good attacking intent like we saw last week in that first hour against the Braves. Chloe Scott, who's starting at left field tonight, is facing. Well, that one's wide, and again, the Cats' attacking tactics becoming clear. Doty getting the steal on second. Are we sensing deja vu here, Tori, from last week when the Rangers conceded 10 runs in the first inning and never recovered?
Perhaps. I mean, can the Cats sustain it, though?
Absolutely, as Clark puts one right down the middle, strike one. Much better this time from Clark. Good pitcher, good fastball, and a good variety. She was able to send Finch packing with a beautiful change-up. And that is a top edge into foul territory off the 0-1. You're live on the Baseball WA Facebook and YouTube pages. 3-ounce season 2025-26 Women's Baseball League Elite Series. 12 preliminary games. We've got a semi-final in late November between 2nd and 3rd, and then the final is on December 10. Big swing from Scott. No contact. And that is another strikeout. That will bring an end to the top of the first. And the Cats, they draw first blood in tonight's encounter. They lead at 1-0. And the Kalamunda Rangers will have their first hit out in mere moments. A good start.
Good start.
For the Cats. And they showed their attacking intent early. They got a couple of steals and they're playing with a lot more confidence in this first hour. Last week they started a little bit shaky. They got a run on the board, but they're looking like a more confident side learning from the loss last week. They
are not going to lie down and take that loss very easily. So it'll be interesting to see what Kalamunda brings out with their bats this innings.
And due up for the Rangers, Zorn, Clark and Wright. They're the first up. And the Cats are making their way onto Baseball Park for the first time. And their defensive fielding lineup will be as follows. Briar Burke, who was exceptional last week. She will be on the mound starting pitcher. Miley Watts starting catcher. Newman on first base. Wright on second. Finch on third. O'Sullivan at shortstop. Then the outfielders as follows. Scott at left field. Doty at centre. And O'Neill at right field. The lineup for the Carine Cats, who are coming off a defeat last week to the Braves. You saw it live on the Baseball WA Facebook and YouTube channels, and you're seeing the Cats for the second straight week, this time against the Kalamunda Rangers, who they're not short on confidence either, but a very, very young side. Looking ahead as well, Tori, Friday night down here at Baseball Park, we're going to see Perth and South Perth battle it out in the Harcher State Baseball League in the men's competition. Both sides have not tasted a win at the moment after their first two games ending in losses. But by gee, both sides are going to be eager to get their first win on the board.
Absolutely. It was quite a shock to me, actually, that Perth hasn't got any wins yet. But I think if I were to tip, not that I am, I would think they would have the win over South Perth this Friday.
Well, anything can happen in the competition. We saw that last weekend when Rockingham beat Perth in an 11-run thriller 6-5. And Rockingham has been tipped by some as the team to beat, along with the Morley Eagles in 25-26. The Rams looking to build from their first ever final last season.
Yeah, and wouldn't that be a final? Morley and Rockingham.
That would be something else, no doubt about that. Morley, last season's champions, the Rams, finals novices, so to speak, but they would have learned a lot from their loss in the elimination final to the Wanneroo Giants, and so far it is so good. Swan District's also an undefeated team, one of three undefeated teams at the start of the season. Nobody saw that coming, but the Swans have got some good players in their lineup for this season.
Yeah, they've got a lot of youth to build on out there as well.
Of course, the Swans, watch out for them. Watch out for them in 25-26. They are going to be something else. They take on Perth as well on the Sunday, October 26th. So that's going to be a big, big encounter. So be on the lookout for that one, folks. And still early days as we get this bottom of the first underway. Zorn's going to be facing Burke, who was impressive last week as she changes it up nicely right down the middle. Strike one. Briar Burke, an impressive stat line last week for the Cats, combined with Watt, Miley Watt, as the two leading pitchers on the mound, as that is a foul from Zorn behind home plate, into the stands, and a foul. Conditions a little bit more on the cool side. We reached a top of 21. Swing and a miss, and immediately Burke starts off strong from the mound. That is her first strikeout of the evening. That one just sinking a little bit late. Zorn thinking that one was going to hold its line. Took a swing at it, but no contact whatsoever. She sent back to the dugout. Isabella Clark is next.
Pitcher versus pitcher. Who will win?
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting battle, this one. Clark, 2 at-bat last week in their loss to Wanneroo. 1 run and 2 hits with a 0 RBI, but had a good start at the plate last week. And this will be a very good battle. As you said, Tori, pitcher versus pitcher. First instalment of it. Still pretty much a stalemate at the moment with Burke's first 2 pitches going outside the zone. 2-0. Burke unleashes one right down the middle, but just curved wide at the last moment.
And I don't know about you, Paul, but I'm very happy to see Burke on the mound again after she came out of the game with injury last week.
Yeah, absolutely. It was good to see her back 100%. Obviously, the early change-up last week after she was not 100% with the injury that you talked about. But Burke showing she's lost none of her magic behind the mound, as that is another foul ball. We've got ourselves a 3-2 count. Burke's not letting the injury get to her. She is performing like a real trooper out there. Not showing the pain, not letting it get to her. Firm focus on what's ahead. Nice drive out towards second base. Almost taken there by Wright. Recovers well. Throw to first is, safe. Oh, by gee, that looked very close. But Clark is able to get herself safe to first. And the first base hit for the Rangers. By gee, that was a close call. The home plate, the umpire over at first was a lot closer to the first baseman where we were.
Yes, and Newman had to do the splits, it looked like, to try and get that ball by Wright.
Yeah, the throw just pulled her away from the plate slightly, as it turned out, as a pick-off attempt comes in from Burke. The throw to Clark at first, just short on a half volley there. And next up, in the meantime, for the Rangers, the Kalamunda Rangers looking to get things going on the scoreboard, is Wright. Burke pitches one low. It goes past the catcher. What unable to trap it. And that's going to allow Clark to occupy herself at second. So now that'll be a 1-0 count as a result. Runner on second. Can the Rangers fight back? Right, not able to get going at the plate last week. That will be a top edge, it would seem. That's a very faint edge there.
Very faint.
Could barely hear it in the commentary box, and that'll be a foul ball. 1-1. Just logged in for the first time. Baseball WA Facebook and YouTube pages, bringing you live action. The Women's Baseball League, the Elite Series, and that is another top edge this time, and another foul. And this time we'll have a 1-2 count with one away, runner on second. One and two count. Burke throws one right down the middle. What a beauty that was. That sends right packing. That is two away for the Rangers, and for Burke, just getting a little bit of that momentum back. Clark won the pitcher v pitcher battle, but Burke, dare I say it, struck back with a vengeance.
2 strikeouts already is very good for Burke indeed.
And considering she came out of the game, as you said early, with injury, she's back in fine form. That one sinking low for Emily Millard. And that'll be ball one. Millard facing Burke. The Rangers looking a lot more competitive in the first inning. They conceded 10 runs.
Another beautiful strike by Burke there.
That one sinking quite low at the last moment, but still held its line. 1-1. Ooh, Millard almost having a glance there, but letting that one pass by. 2-1, 2 outs. Bottom of the first. Burke unleashes one. It was a little bit high, and Millard thought that one was going to sink. Went for the big swing, but no contact. Even count, 2-2. In it comes. It's a quick one. And again, Millard swung for the fences, came up empty. 3 strikeouts for Burke. She started off well. And that will mean after one, we are at 1-0 in favour of the Carine Cats here at Baseball Park. Thanks so much for your company, bringing you live action of the Women's Baseball League Elite Series for 2025-26. And the Carine Cats so far looking the goods. This first out, as we said, Tori, is going to be very critical. But what's even more important is getting it done in the second hour. It's a game of momentum, and the early strike has gone to the Cats. End of the first here at Baseball Park. Great to have your company on this Wednesday night. Paul Persick and Tori Newman with you. Looking ahead as well, the next couple of Wednesday nights that we've got in store for you are absolute pearlers. We're going to see the Kalamunda Rangers again, this time against the Braves on the 22nd of October. And we're going to see the Giants and the Rangers on the 29th of October, 2 days before Halloween. And then the first meeting between the Braves and the Giants live. Of course, we've got a game between them at 8:30 tonight. But the first live showing on November the 5th. And by gee, that one is shaping up to be an absolute barnstormer.
Come and join us down at the ballpark on Wednesday nights. It's beautiful down here. We've got music, the canteen's open. And what else are you doing with your Wednesday nights?
Doesn't get better than that, Tori. You're absolutely spot on. And some good hot dogs too. Hot dogs, good part of baseball all around the world.
I had the nachos last week. They were awesome.
How good are those nachos? Even ones that are on the spicy side.
Exactly.
And we've even got a couple of fans in front of us sporting the old Chico rolls as well. Absolutely marvellous.
Nothing better than a classic Chico roll.
Oh, anywhere around Western Australia, especially here at Baseball Park. Another big season is coming up. The folks in the canteen doing a wonderful job too. And dare I say it, they produce some of the best hot dogs anywhere in Australia in the state baseball competitions. No doubt about it.
What's better than having a hot dog at the baseball?
Absolutely nothing. Well, maybe calling games, but hot dogs, the best.
Maybe we're biased.
Yes, from where we are. But the hot dogs, the best in the country, no doubt about it. But as we get back to business, the Cats are getting things started once again, and it looks like it's going to be Briar Burke that's facing. So she's got the number 10 on her back usually, but tonight it is the number 27 as she starts things off. Gets one right down the middle from Clark. Strike one. So 0-1 the count. Top of the second. Isabella Clark facing Briar Burke. This will be a tremendous battle. Installment number 2. Burke tried to swing but decided, nope, not having any of it. And Briar Burke, usually a very powerful hitter as well. We saw last week. Good drive down the ground. She gets it in the right area. She knows when to go for it. 2-1. Outfield pushing a little forward, looking for a miss hit. In comes the throw. Burke goes for it, but gets a top edge. And a foul ball evens up the count, 2-2.
And after Burke's big hits last week, I would not want to be that shallow as an outfielder.
You're spot on there. You need to be maybe back towards the wall a little bit because Burke can hit him big. And there's not much of a breeze going. Players had problems with that last week. Burke gets one down the ground, out towards shortstop. Well taken by Wright. The throw to first needs to be good. On the half volley, is it enough? It is. That's out. Well, I'll tell you what, the player at first base, Trigg, there really had to go at that one because the throw was short at first base by a mile, but keeping her foot on the plate, Trigg, a marvellous piece of work in the field.
Brilliant pick by Trigg there, you're right.
And the throw from Wright just had enough on it, and that's 1 up, 1 down against the Cats. Miley Watt is next. First pitch, very high. The left-hand side of the plate. 1-0. In it comes. This time a little low, sinking toward the dirt. 2-0. That one also a ground ball out towards third base this time. Danks throws to first and good. That is 2 up, 2 down. And they are looking like a different side here, Kalamunda. Last week, they were getting absolutely routed. They were conceding runs left, right and centre. But their fielding looking much more sharper at this time.
Much better tonight. But on the flip side, the Cats aren't striking out. They are putting bat to ball and trying to get on base.
Absolutely. Not getting the necessary rewards to add to that, Tori. They've got some hits, but not able to get on with it. Wide one there for the new batter in O'Neill. Stephanie O'Neill really struggled to get things going last week. In the loss to the Braves, that one goes way past the catcher in Millard. Diving to her left there, unfortunately. Not able to get it in time, but that's going to be ball 2. 2-0 count. That one's right up there. Much better fastball from Clark. Looked a little bit loose early on, but has really tightened that fastball up to be right down the middle. And that one was dropped, but that'll be ruled as a drop strike because that was inside the zone. Under the rules of the game, if you do pitch it inside the zone and whether the batter is caught swinging or caught looking, even if the catcher drops it, that will still be ruled as a strike. So we've got a 2-2 count. The Rangers looking at a 3 up, 3 down. Clark facing O'Neill. What will she manufacture this time? Change up, swing and a miss! Great work by Clark on the mound. Has sent the Cats packing at the top of the second. But it's still the Cats that hold the advantage. 1-0 after drawing first blood early in the first. And the Rangers, They are really making a game of it here. Sharp improvements at this point in time, and Clark starting to get into the groove.
That was some defence by the Rangers, I must admit.
Absolutely marvellous work from Clark. Just looking at the stat line as well, the pitches to strikes ratio, 37 for 20 early on, which is very impressive with 8 batters faced and already 4 strikeouts in this game. You look at her counterpart in Bri Burke, 3 strikeouts in just one inning as well. So this may generate into a battle of the pitches tonight.
It might just do exactly that, but at least we have a very tight competitive game on our hands.
We certainly do. A lot closer than what we saw last week in the 2 games that ended up being one-sided hammerings in favour of both the Braves and the Giants, who have been expected to finish in that grand final position. But what makes the competition a lot more open this year is the format itself. Preliminary games won't change. Of course, we've got 12, but we've got a semi-final this year rather than just a straight-up final between the top 2 teams. That creates a little bit more intrigue. Who knows if, in hindsight, when you're looking at things, hindsight's a wonderful thing. If the Cats and the Giants face off in a semi-final and the Cats win, all of a sudden the grand final may not be as one-sided as some may think.
And that's exactly right. And as my granddad used to say, pitchers win you games.
You're spot on there. Pitchers win you games. And so far, Burke and Clark doing a lot of great work on the mound. 7 strikeouts between them. And it is looking the goods early on. We'll give you a couple of the other results from the Harcher State League from over the weekend as well. The last matches played on the Sunday. The Giants defeating South Perth in a shutout, 9-0. The Braves doing likewise against Vic Park Belmont, but it was only 1-0 on Sunday. As we mentioned before, the Rams edging out Perth in an 11-run thriller, 6-5. The Eagles making it back-to-back wins against Carine, 11-6. Gosnells getting off the mark on Sunday, 8-6 over a gutsy UWA. And Vic Park Belmont, they really struggled to get it going on Sunday. They didn't score a run in either match, and they lost both their games 1-0 in their first game to Swan District. So, yeah, heartbreak for the Reds. Let's hope they can bounce back. But we get the bottom of the second underway, and Burke delivers a strike to the leadoff hitter. Strike to the leadoff hitter in Alicia Curtis. Second one was a little bit higher there. 1-1. One and one count. Burke delivers a sinker there, but good enough. Just landing inches inside the zone. Oh, another good change-up and another strikeout for Burke. That makes it 4. Burke is really on fire this evening. Changing it up from her second pitch to her third pitch. A nice late sinker, taking plenty of speed off it, sending Curtis packing. Brooke Danks is next up. 1 up, 1 down for the Rangers. And Danks caught looking on that first one. An 0-1 count. Oh, just bending down there in the box. Danks just looking to try and get a little bit of a swing, but unable to do so. Took a second strike. Burke changes it up. Contact this time from Danks, but holding out to first. Newman with a terrific catch. 2 up, 2 down for the Rangers. And like what we're seeing from the Rangers, the Cats fielding also looking very sharp.
Very sharp. That was a terrific foul fly catch by Newman. I know our viewers can't see anything right now, but that was in foul territory and she still managed to get there.
Very sharp eye at the first base plate is Newman. Very good foul fly catches. Burke again tries to change things up, but just outside the zone for Shans Trigg. Trigg gets a faint edge on that one behind home plate. That's a foul. Some of the Wanneroo Giants players also at the ballpark. They'll get themselves ready very shortly for their clash with the Braves, scheduled to begin at 8:30.
And there's still time to get here for that one, folks. So get in your cars and get on the way.
Oh, big hit. Down towards centre field from Trigg. Doty holds out. Great catch at centre field from Doty. And that is 3 up, 3 down for the Rangers. After 2, the Cats still hold a slender 1-0 advantage. Still anybody's game here at Baseball Park on this Wednesday night. Between the two sides that were defeated last week, But they're making a real good go of it. It's a very tight contest early on. So, Tori, 2 innings down, 1-0 is the scoreline. What's your early thoughts on this game?
I don't know. 1-0, there's not much in it. Both teams are defending and attacking very well. So I think, as we said earlier, battle of the pitches. Who will give in first?
And I think to add to that, to the battle of the pitches, it might be the fielders' night out as well. The conditions, are still very ideal. There's not much breeze, and if you're hitting against the draft, the breeze won't carry it as much. And the fielders are going to hold out to a lot of catches like we saw with that last hit. But to add to that, the fielders are going to play, no disrespect to the pitchers, the fielders may play the biggest part. Ground fielding is going to be all the difference tonight.
Yeah, well, if there are any hits, it's the field's job to back up the pitcher.
Certainly is. But who knows? We saw a couple of good hits down towards the infield that were not taken cleanly. So it's all about getting those hits. And at the moment, no clean hits on the hits column for either side. And just going back to the pitches to strikes ratios of both pitchers, 37 for 20 for Clark, and for Berg, 28 for 20.
Wow.
So a clear winner at this battle at the moment has to be Berg, because she's got a couple of strikes per fewer pitches compared to Clark, and they've both got 4 next to their names. So apart from that, it's pretty much an even battle. Leading things off is going to be Bree Wright, who's going to set up a complete rotation of the Cats batting lineup as we enter the top of the third here at Baseball Park. Clark on the mound, throws a good one, forces Wright to just back away from the box, knowing that one was inside to the right-hand corner. And it's a 1-0. Top of the third. Clark delivers, and again, just outside the zone, this time to the top left corner. Two and 0. Clark sends one down, and that one sinks toward the bottom left corner.
In Clark's defence, Wright does have a very small strike zone, so it must be hard to try and get that ball placed perfectly.
That's a good point you make. Clark looking to get one down the middle. She does this time. And with a small strike zone, that does present an advantage to Wright. She's able to move away from the plate and not put herself under pressure to go for a swing if a pitch goes wide. To back up your point there, Tori, as Clark goes high again. That'll be 4. Base on balls. And Wright will stroll over to first. And this will take us back to the top of the Cats batting order. Elodie O'Sullivan is up for her next at-bat. O'Sullivan struck out in her first attempt. Can she make amends in her second appearance at the plate as Clark looks for a pick-off at first? But diving very well there, and well-timed too, was Wright. She's been kept honest by Clark. As Clark glances to her left-hand side and sees Wright at first, he just backs away a little bit. Wright getting a good lead off. Clark delivers. That one sinks again to the left-hand side of the plate. And it comes. This time a good swing from O'Sullivan straight down the ground towards centre field. Well taken there by Curtis. And that's out! What a throw! Right. Just falling short at second base. Curtis making a brilliant throw to the second baseman in Kemp. And that is 1 out. Well, that was their plan of attack from the word go. Anyone who tries to get near second, trap them out. And that's what the Rangers did. We thought for a moment Wright might have just been home, but the throw from Curtis was good enough.
Interesting fielder's choice by Curtis there to get out the lead runner instead of the easy out at first, but I suppose the way she was sort of positioned to second base, it might have been the easier option.
Well, it was the better option, and really, it was the only option from a gamesmanship point of view, because if the throw was to first rather, and not to second, and if the throw had gone wide, right, maybe would have gone over the third as well, so they prevented an extra base.
You're certainly right there, Paul.
Great tactics there by the Rangers. And the fielder's choice from Curtis really paid off in the end. Now it's Peyton Newman next up. Can she send O'Sullivan further ahead? Further deep the infielders are at the moment. In comes the pitch. Newman goes for a big swing, but maybe just a little too low as she gets faint contact on that, and a foul ball. If it's in the right area, Newman will go for it. We saw some powerful hitting from the likes of Burke and Newman last week. And from Burke again to start tonight. Not necessarily hitting with the draft, but still holding out to the outfielders as Newman goes big again, but gets no contact this time. Clark taking a little bit more pace on it. And that is strike number 2. One away now for the Cats. They've got a runner on first, 0-2. Clark delivers. Newman lets that one go, and a steal for O'Sullivan to second as she slides in. And this time the Rangers unable to take out their leading runner. And now that sees O'Sullivan safely at second. 1-2. Newman lets that one go by, 2-2. Clark delivers. Newman lets that one go. It's a wild pitch. Goes past Millard. O'Sullivan will steal third. Is she going to take it on and head home? Unable to do so. Decides to play it safe. 3-2. All of a sudden, Carine now starting to show their attack. O'Sullivan able to steal third as well.
Can Newman get her home?
And that'll be the task at hand for Peyton Newman. She's a powerful hitter. Clark would want to send her packing. Powerful drive from Newman out towards centre field, but holding out is Curtis. But tagging up now is O'Sullivan, and she'll score for Carine.
Carine will certainly take that sacrifice fly any day of the week.
And O'Sullivan happy to tag up and run home and give the Cats a 2-0 advantage.
And that leaves the bases empty for Molly Finch.
And still they've got one out to go as well. Maybe not the most ideal scenario for Finch, but she'll be happy for her team able to double their advantage to 2-0. Swing and a miss on a high fast ball from Clark. Strike 1. And it comes, the 0-1. Just thinking a little low there to the bottom left, and that will be ball 1. Finch 0 for 1 so far tonight. Can she keep the Cats scoring thread going? That's popped high. Out to first base. Trigg underneath it, and she lets that one go to the turf. My goodness me. Trigg had called for that one clearly, and all of a sudden, it just went straight down.
I do wonder if Trigg might have lost it in the lights, because she certainly looked like she had it right up until that last second.
So that, nonetheless, that's a huge let-off for Carine. A major let-off for the Cats.
And it's gone down as a single, so not an error. I think the scorers would have deemed that she lost that in the lights as well.
Yeah, that's a good point in the end. The lights are pretty low here at Baseball Park. Swing and a miss for Doty. Had to play it off a beauty of a fast ball from Clark. And the infield flies that you face, combated by obviously the low lights here at Baseball Park, is never easy. But on the other side of the coin, gee, they would have loved to have had that third out and prevented any further scoring threat from the Cats and give themselves a chance to try and peg 1 or 2 runs back. That run wide of the plate. 2-1. And it comes. That one again wide. We've got a 3-1. Three and one, runner on first. And this time, Doty gets a swing, gets contact, but a foul into the stands just ahead of first base. So we've now got a full count. And certainly the pressure's on Doty, and it's also on Clark. In comes the pitch, leading off is Finch, and she makes an easy steal for second, but that would not have mattered because it was ball 4. And that'll draw a base on balls for Carine with still 2 outs. And it goes now to Chloe Scott. Runners on first and second. The Cats' strongest scoring threat at this point in time. Usually there would be one player on base. Big swing from Scott, no contact. Fastball from Clark, right down the middle, strike 1. Again, great pace on that one from Clark. Almost about 80 miles an hour, but that one just outside to the left corner. Big drive towards right field, and gone. Zorn with a magnificent catch. That will end the top of the third. And the outfielding also making a difference for the Rangers, preventing the Cats from getting any further run as we head to the bottom of the third. 2-0 to the Carine Cats in Game 3 of this Women's Baseball League Elite Series for 25-26. And the Rangers, can they back it up at the plate? That's going to be a big question that'll be on their minds. And while they were able to get at least some early runs on the board and make the scoreline a little bit more respectable in one sense, it's all about constantly getting those hits and making sure you back it up with some runs on the board. We enter the bottom of the third here at Baseball Park. It's a 2-0 lead if you've just tuned in for the first time. The Carine Cats leading by those 2 runs over the Kalamunda Rangers in this Game 3 of the 25-26 Women's Baseball League Elite Series. We've got a good game on our hands. Paul Persick and Tori Newman with you for this Wednesday night here at Baseball Park. Beautiful conditions, ideal for baseball under the floodlights. And of course the first of our Wednesday night games and the first of 3 this week. That will be from Baseball Park. Of course, we've got big Friday night, 8:30, Perth and South Perth under the Friday night lights down here at Baseball Park. And we certainly hope you can join us for that as well. Tori Newman alongside me. Tori, third inning now. the filling out period is pretty much all over. It's now really into the serious side as we tick towards the end of the first hour of play.
I think Carine look to be the favourites now, having put that second run on the board, and Kalamunda yet to score. I don't know how you feel, but I think Carine look more likely.
No, you could be right. Carine obviously looking like a more polished, experienced side, but Kalamunda have got a lot of youth there that are hungry for success. They've got a lot of good players in their side. Clark doing well on the mound. And you've also got the likes of Trigg and Millard and Wright at different positions in the batting order that can hit them big as well. So, the Cats, they are the favourites, but don't rule out the Rangers just yet.
No, I think that's very important to remember. I have seen who I believe to be Camille wandering around the dugout. I don't know if you've spotted that, but there is a third coach down there for Carine.
No, I have not spotted that at this point in time. Good eye there, Tori. That could be very interesting. That does, prove testament to the Cats' dynamic in the coaching department as we get underway at the bottom of the third. Burke getting a change-up, forcing Shanae Phillips to swing at that one. 1-0 the count, or 0-1 I should say. Burke so far with a very good pitches to strikes ratio, 29 for 21. That one just sinking a little low there. 1 and 2. And a swing and a miss. Burke put a lot more height into that one, noticing that there was a smaller strike zone, and that left Phillips exposed. And that is 1 up, 1 down immediately for the Cats. Inflicted on the Kalamunda Rangers, who want to really get this one going. And it looks like we have got Riley Kemp. Riley Kemp starting at second base. Last in the batting order. Burke throws one to the inside corner. Ball 1.
Another strike there by Burke.
Sensational form Burke has been on so far. Changes that one up a little bit to the outside. 2 and 1. Right down the middle this time. 2-2, 1 away. Sinking that one low, Burke. Too low for the home plate umpire's liking. That's ball 3. Burke delivers again with a late sinker, and Kemp was deceived into that one, thinking it was going to hold its line, but Burke changed it up nicely, took some pace off it. And that is another strikeout for Burke. You can make that number 6. And that's in 2 2/3 inning as well, as Zorn goes to the plate for her second at-bat, facing the dynamite Burke, and she just continues to toss up strike after strike. 0-1. Fast sinker there, and Zorn not able to read the sink on that one. Burke looking to make it 7 strikeouts in this game. And she does! It's a magnificent 7 for Burke in just 3 innings.
3 up, 3 down again for Burke. That's 2 innings now, if I am not mistaken.
That's correct. And she'd be an early nomination for the player of the match, Burke. She's been in fine form on the mound, just continues to curtail the opposition scoring thread. And she's got a good variety of pitches. Fastball, a nice curve, screwball, and the sinker. That's the Kalamunda Rangers' dreaded nightmare at the moment.
Absolutely. And not to mention she's been on base a few times tonight as well.
Briar Burke absolutely rocking and rolling here at Baseball Park, with strikeouts aplenty. She's got 7 in 3 completed innings. And Clark as well. She'd want to say, I can do that as well. I can get 3 strikeouts too. She's got 4 next to her name in 3 completed innings, but we're at the top of the 4th. It's a 2-0 lead to the Carine Cats, but it's by no means comfortable, as we outlined earlier, Tori. Still anybody's game. But the Rangers, ideally for them, if you're looking at a potential scenario in this game for the Rangers, if they can somehow sneak a win, ideally they'd want to get a 3 up, 3 down for the remainder of this game. That's not impossible to do. It's not easy to do. But if they can get a 3 up, 3 down and hold the Cats down for the remainder of this game and back it up with some runs on the board, they could sneak home. But easier said than done against a very good Cats batting lineup.
Yeah, very well said there, Paul. They do not want Carine to score any more than they already have, so they better do their best to keep it that way.
I reckon that message might have been instilled by Guy Belair as well. Very competitive coach, as you said early on. So will it come through? That remains to be seen. Still a long way to go in this game. We're not even past the first hour of play, and we're already at the top of the fourth.
And could Carine's new coach have something to do with their success this game?
Well, that remains to be seen as well. We're only in the third game of this competition, but certainly the new coach has made quite an impact on their playing style as well. Because last season in the competition, they were a bit stagnant. You know, they lacked the necessary dynamic. But when you're looking at these first 2 games of the Carine Cats, Tory, they look like a much better, more polished side in both fronts of the game as Burke is facing Clark. Another battle of the pitches we've got here to kick off the top of the fourth. Ball 1. Burke grounds one towards third baseline, but that will be a foul. When Burke hits them, they stay hit. When it's in the right area, and when she gets contact on them, they stay hit. 1-1. Burke not having a bar of that wide curveball there. 2-1. Burke gets it in the right area. A well-timed ground drive towards centre field, and we'll get a single as a result. Well, when Burke hits them, Tory, they stay hit.
Oh, absolutely. And she pitches, she hits. What else can she do?
Oh, she is terrific. Definitely one of the Cats' best so far in this competition. Miley Watt is next up. Miley Watt facing Clark. Runner on first. In it comes. Burke gets a lead off, but a top edge. 0-1. Great to have your company here at Baseball Park. If you're just joining us for the first time, top of the fourth. 0-1. Carine Cats leading 2-0. Burke got a nice ground hit towards centre field and got a single as a result. Bringing up Miley Watt, another right-hander. Watt 0 for 1 tonight. Gets a swing, but a foul. Still no outs on the board at the moment. The Carine Cats are in a very good position in this game. Again, another swing, another foul into the stands. This time it's grounded by Watt, but this time and another foul. Waiting on the next pitch. The home plate umpire getting a couple more balls thrown at him and almost collected his helmet. As we see the 0-2. Low sinker there to the bottom left. Burke still occupied on first base after a lovely ground ball hit towards deep centre field. Inside corner, but a little too much. 2-2 the count, evening itself out now. 2-2, still no outs, top of the fourth. This time it's quick, and a drive past Danks at third. And another single for the Cats. They're starting to rack up the hits here And it's come at a very good time too when the game is still in the balance.
Well, what's also interesting to me, Paul, is that neither team has yet to make a change in their field. They are both persisting with what they've got.
Well, that's a very good point that you make. Neither side has made a change. They've kept to the same setup. It's worked in different ways. We now go to Stephanie O'Neill toward the bottom of the batting order for the Cats with runners on first and second. They're in a great position, leading 2-0. And a wild pitch. That will send Burke to third and Watt to second. So now we've got a 3-2.
Burke in scoring position there for the Cats.
Burke's looking to make it 3-0. Watt to make it 4-0 if things go right for Carine.
And no outs makes Carine look pretty deadly at this point in time.
Spot on there, Tori. No outs. Good position for Carine. Clark would need to get a couple of outs quickly. Ground ball back to Clark. And it's a fumble. Burke will score the third for Carine off the back of the Clark error. (3-0) for Carine. And time will be called straight off the back of that run. Burke getting the Cats third. Clark, dare I say it, cannot believe it. And the infielders also coming in to have a chat with each other, talking over tactics. So Burke was able to reach on error. And I saw you there, Tori, just waving the assist to Peyton there. And, she was able to wave back. Magnificent. Peyton doing a great job on the plate as well. And just quietly too, some good music being played on the loudspeakers. Magnificent stuff. We get things restarted now with, once again, looks like it is Miley Watt. No, it's not Watt. It's Mooney. So there has been a bench batter coming in. It wasn't initially outlined on our team lineup, but nonetheless, Mooney lets that one go. And we've got an easy steal on second as well. So the Cats scoring thread continues to get stronger and stronger. And it may seem that the Cats just continuing on that strong momentum they've had in the first two innings. Mooney. Mooney with a nice swing, gets plenty of contact, goes past second base. And Watt will score 4-0 for the Cats. Well, it hit the middle of the bat and it just kept going. So Mooney will get herself an RBI single, sending Watt home and scoring the fourth run for Carine. The Cats have really started to get their claws out at the top of the fourth and putting on the punishment. Elidio O'Sullivan. Now Mooney pinched hit for right on that previous at-bat just now. O'Sullivan this time getting the strike, and Millard not sure where to throw to, allowing Mooney to steal second. Big swing from O'Sullivan, but a foul. It was an 0-2 count. Still no outs. So 0-2 the count. Clark would desperately need this strikeout just to get her confidence back. She's just looking a little bit loose at the moment on her last couple of attempts. That one was certainly a loosener from Clark outside the left corner. That one also goes wide. O'Neill's going to charge home, slides in and scores. That's another one for the Cats. In the meantime, Mooney was able to steal third as a result. All of a sudden, Tory, the Cats are suddenly pulling away. When it looked as though the game was in the balance, the Cats have risen to the challenge and have scored a quick flurry of 3 runs.
They have found the holes in Kalamunda's defence at last.
LED O'Sullivan still at the plate. It's still a 2-1 count. Big drive from O'Sullivan out to right field. It goes over the head of Zern. More runs coming in for the Cats. Mooney will score. And O'Sullivan running past second. She'll look to get a triple, easily getting to third.
Stand-up triple by O'Sullivan, no less.
And isn't she pumped up about it? Gives a nice celebration to her teammates at the dugout. How about that hit from O'Sullivan? When she hits them, they stay hit. Got a similar trait at the plate like Briar Burke. Power, timing, all in one. Just brilliant.
I think the Emeralds coach will be pretty happy to see that from O'Sullivan as well.
Oh, early statement for World Cup selection in 2026. Just like that, 6-0 for the Cats as Newman steps up to the plate. Can she join the running party? That one just wide. Good take by Millard. And that'll be a 1-0. This time a little high. Well, that's a drop strike. Newman went for the fences, came up empty. Millard spilled that one behind the plate, but that will be ruled as a drop strike. Again wide to the left-hand side. Ball 3. Another one sinking to the left corner. That's a base on balls. And there will be runners on first and third. Well, what about it, Tory? Carine, they are all out attack at the moment. It's proven evident. And as you said before, the holes in the Kalamunda defence have been exposed by some hard hitting by Carine.
With runners on the corners, Molly Finch steps up. Can she join the long list of hits?
Well, that first pitch almost picked off by the runner at third, and Millard throws that one towards third. It was a little too much for the third baser, and more runs coming in. They'll score another 2. Off the wild pitch and the wild throw, the Cats have scored 2 in a quick flash. And just like that, it's 8-0. They've emptied all the bases, Carine. And they have been able to get 2 more runs on the board.
Maybe this is deja vu for Kalamunda after all.
Well, it seems that way, but obviously last week was in the first inning against Wanneroo. And they're going to make some multiple changes, Kalamunda.
It looks like they've emptied the field. I think we'll see a new pitcher and a new catcher.
It looks like it. That's why the field has emptied. All but a couple of the infielders and outfielders have remained. Guy Belair determined to try and erase some of the deficit. Once we've got this delay in the game. In the meantime, we see of the highlights from this inning thus far. It was a run fest for Carine, and they've been able to dish it out in spades. Some beautiful hits as well, and that error from Clark, I reckon that might have been the spark for Carine to go on this run fest. You know, you don't want to single out a player, but when you're looking at moments in a game, that error from Clark might have been the difference, and it might have set up the spark for the Cats to go on this run flurry. And what about this hit from O'Sullivan? This was one of the best, just over the right fielder in Zorn. And even the throw that came into third base, O'Sullivan was well and truly safe at third. And then the celebration she gave, we saw it in the commentary box. You might have seen just the last few seconds of it there. She was pumped as anything to get the triple. And then this was the throw that sent the Cats home for 2 more. The fielding looked sharp early on, Tori, but it's just started to lose its way a little bit. Looks like we may have a new pitcher. No, it's still Clark on the mound. Clark on the mound facing Finch. Top edge and a foul.
We do have a new catcher in right. And perhaps a new left fielder in Shanice.
Toward the inside corner there. Two and one. Nice line drive towards third. Brilliantly taken by Danks. The throw to first needs to be good. It is.
That puts one away for the Carine Cats.
Much better fielding too by the Rangers. Danks had that one come towards her like a tracer bullet. But Danks with a good take and a good clean throw to Trigg at first. Millard now at third base to add to the changes you mentioned there. Shanice now at left field for the Rangers. Just wide. Also high. 2-0. Fly ball towards right field. Zorn underneath it. Makes a good catch. A very good catch by Zorn. And that'll be 2 away now. Inflicted by the Rangers. Chloe Scott is next. Zorn's made a couple of good catches at right field. So despite the holes in the infield that they've been exposed by from the Cats, Zorn has really held her own at right field tonight. Scotty's facing, swing and a miss. Strike number 1. Again, Clark throwing a loose one there. A couple of high loose ones there from Clark after that first strike. Three in a row now. Much better this time from Clark, right down the middle. Three-two, full count, swing and a miss. Clark puts an end to the Cats' flurry. But it's still an 8-0 advantage to Carine as we enter the bottom of the 4th. Back with you here at Baseball Park on this Wednesday night. We're entering the bottom of the fourth in Game 3 of the Women's Baseball League Elite Series for 25-26. The Cats hold a very comfortable, it would seem, 8-0 lead. They went on a big rampage at the top of the fourth with 6 runs, 5 hits as well. So, Tori, they're starting to go on a real dominant stretch, and we also see we might have got a change of pitcher for the Cats, it would seem, as we see a practice throw. We do. It's Morgan Doty.
Interesting that Carine would take Breyer out of the game. She could be sore again, but she has pitched a hell of a game tonight, if I do say so myself. Going into the bottom of the fourth, though, with 17 minutes left in the game, this could be Kalamunda's last chance to try and put some runs back on that board.
Well, that remains to be seen. We saw last week that it did go over, but that's okay because the game still was tight in some aspects. But when you're looking at, the scoreline that we see here, it's anything but for the Rangers, despite giving it a red-hot go in the first couple of innings, restricting the Cats to 2 runs in their first 3. But as we said before, Tori, the game's not one in the first hour. You've got to get it done in both hours.
Exactly. And looking at the lineup for the Cats, Chloe Scott's moved across to centre field. Mooney is out at left field. Burke in second. And, of course, we have Doty on the mound.
Starting things off for Doty as she faces the Rangers starting pitcher in Clark. Tori Newman picking up those field changes very well. And Cats just rotating things around, keep a good balanced dynamic in the side. And Burke not being completely taken out of the game.
I think she'll enjoy being next to her best friend in Peyton Newman at first base.
And you're absolutely right. I reckon she'll get a good thrill out of that, as that is going to be a foul. Base is empty. 1 and 2. Just wide there of Clark. Even count. Ooh, that was close. Clark thought she'd had a glance at it. It just went out of the zone at the last moment, lucky not to get a third strike. 3 and 2. That one is low, kicking up some dirt, and Clark will draw a base on ball. She'll head to first. Next up we see is Wright. Wright going for a sacrifice bunt here. That's going to allow Clark to go up to second, but an even bigger bonus for the Rangers if she went to first. Wright just short of first. The throw from Doty was good enough to Newman. That's 1 out, and the sacrifice bunt has paid off because now Clark has advanced to second. Emily Millard is next. A nice coloured bat too. Absolutely magnificent. Bit of green and gold and a bit of pink at the top.
I think Fielder's Choice down in Carlisle are selling a lot of those fluoro type bats at the moment.
They are, and they look absolutely magnificent.
Especially under these Wednesday night lights.
Oh, they look very bright under the lights here tonight. Millard just letting the first pitch go past. That's 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. That was in a good area for Millard to swing. Just didn't get contact on that one. Doty getting a strike. Even count at 1-1. 1 away now. Doty sizing up the option. She's looking down at second base. Strike number 2. Got Mallard looking at that second strike. Millard pops it high, mistimed, and well caught by Doty in the end. That's 2 away now. Millard went for a big drive straight down the ground, got a top edge, had enough hang time for Doty to catch that infield fly. Now, Alicia Curtis is next up. That one's sinking low, and Clark getting a lead off very far indeed and being kept honest by the Cats. Swing and a miss, looking for a pick off the third, and it's a double! A strike followed by a big out. The throw from Watt to Finch was good. Finch had to take it at full stretch, and Clark caught short at third. What an opportune moment for the Cats, and they took it with great discipline. Here we see on the replay, Tori, this was a great piece of fielding in the end. As we see some highlights from that last inning, the fourth. That play, a strike and out double. You can't ask for any better from the Cats as they maintain their 8-run advantage.
What a play by Watt and Finch. That'll certainly be one for the highlight reel.
End of the fourth. Here at Baseball Park, we go to the top of the fifth. And as we see on the replay, Millard with an infield fly, just mistiming that one, and Doty making a very easy catch. Nice celebration too to boot as well. And there you see the throw from Watt to Finch and the tag at third. Clark stranded nearing third base. That is one of the Carine's best plays so far. They, really are looking a lot more disciplined. That really shows that striking out double play-esque type of play shows that they are switched on from the outset. Top of the fifth here at Baseball Park. Still an 8-0 lead to the Cats. It looks like we've got a new pitcher for the Rangers here, Tori, as she's warming up at the moment.
Emily Millard.
So both starting pitchers are done for the night. Just looking at both starting pitchers, stat line counts in 4 completed innings for the Kalamunda Rangers. Burke, 3 innings, 7 strikeouts, no-hitter. She pitched a no-hitter in 3 innings, so a non-complete no-hitter, but still a marvellous effort. And Doty hasn't got a strikeout, but conceded a base on balls as well. So when you're looking at the pitching battle, it's overwhelmingly been in favour of the Cats, and especially Burke in those first 3 innings. We get things started. Burke will face Millard as the Giants and the Braves are warming up for their match, scheduled for later on tonight. Burke gets plenty of hang time on that fly ball towards left field. It's going to fall into fair territory, and she'll net herself a single, will Briar Burke. What a game she is having.
I mean, that pitching, and now she's gone 2 for 3. It's just incredible.
2 for 3 at the plate as well, in marvellous form. Wouldn't be difficult to say that she could be nominee for player of the match tonight as Miley Watt steps up. Millard looking for the pick-off on Burke, but unsuccessful. again looking for a pick-off attempt, but Burke sliding in safely to first. Run on first in Burke. Burke getting a lead to second. And that lead will be enough to allow her to steal second. Millard, fast ball and edged off the top of the bat of Miley Watt. Foul ball, 1-1. Millard with a change up there, just sinking that one towards top end of the plate. Two and one the count. Change up. Good hit there from Watt, but a great catch from Trigg.
Burke manages to stay safe at second.
Well, lucky for the Cats, that prevented a double play. Well caught in the end by Trigg, and had the presence of mind go for that fielder's choice out of the catch to throw to second. But Burke was safe a long way in the end. This time, Stephanie O'Neill with one away. Throws one high and will be ball one.
You can just see Gee in the dugout telling his outfielders to shift right. And I don't think they're listening to him.
Ground ball is fumbled there by the third baser in Banks. And reaching on error there will be O'Neill. So runners on first and second. And this will bring up Mooney again. So Bree Wright has not been seen since her first at-bat. She's in the dugout but hasn't been at the plate. So they're opting to go for the pinch hitter tactic. And now we've got runners on first and second. Millard sinking one low to the bottom left corner. Swing and a miss. Much better this time from Emily Millard. Got it in the right area. One just sinking low again, wide to the bottom left corner. Getting very close toward the line, 3-1. Again going high. That's ball four for Mooney. And that will mean for the first time in the match, Tory, bases loaded.
Bases loaded in the top of the fifth is not where the Kalamunda Rangers want to be right now.
Absolutely, but it's certainly something that Carine love. It's an ideal situation for them. They want to put a big exclamation point on this game. Bases loaded, first and third, pushing inward. Try and look for a ground ball miss hit for O'Sullivan. Big drive, plenty of hang time towards centre field. No one got to it. Burke's going to charge home and make it a 9-0 lead for the Cats. I'm not sure if they got that one lost in the lights, I don't know. Two were calling for it. And they've rotated their players round to make sure bases remain loaded. And Burke makes it 9-0 for the dominant Carine.
I mean, you almost wish that the outfielders had mics on themselves, because one of those players surely had to have called out the other, but they were both there in the play. It's just made it look messy for Kalamunda.
Absolutely. You're spot on there, Tori. It's all about clear communication. Next up is Newman. High one there. Mallard. That first base empty, I should say. The runners on second and third.
Yeah, what happened to Elodie O'Sullivan? Oh, could she have made it around to second?
Looks like she did. No, O'Neill's on third and Mooney. That's Mooney on second. Mooney's on second. Newman goes big but fouls. It was an infield fly, that's why O'Sullivan's not out there. So she infield fly, the runner's tagged up.
I was just about to say, I think it could be an infield fly, although it was kind of fielded by the outfielders. Makes it a little bit complicated, but with those two runners on base to prevent the triple play, the infield fly was called by the umpire.
Another high one there from Millard. 3-1, 2 outs as a result. Millard 4 high balls in that one. And Newman will go over to first, and again bases loaded as a result. And next up, it's Molly Finch. Finch gets another low one there, not having a bar of it. Another wide one there this time. Ball 2, still 2 away. These sort of games, if the Cats lead by 10, as that one's popped high from Finch, who's going to want it? Great catch. Clark wanted it. She got it. Great catch. And that will end the top of the fifth. And a 9-0 lead for the Cats. They added in one more, but they still hold a dominant advantage. Bottom of the fifth here at Baseball Park. Game 3 of the Women's Elite Series, the Women's Baseball League for 25-26. Four-person Victoria Newman bringing you all the action on this Wednesday night. 9-0 for the Cats. They are almost there in getting their first win of this competition. And a great way to bounce back to Tori after last week's defeat to the Braves. They have played like a completely different side.
Absolutely. And looking at the field from our commentary box, it looks like the Carine Cats have made a few more changes to their lineup, with Peyton Newman on the mound. Mooney out at first. Oh, it could be Mooney. We'll get some confirmation in a second.
Yes, it is Mooney on first. We're seeing the number 24 on first, so it is Mooney. Burke O'Sullivan and Finch, the other infielders to add.
Chloe Scott has gone back to left field, Morgan Doty in centre field, and O'Neill in right field.
So the Cats experimenting at this stage in the match with different placings for players on the field. Kalamunda, of course, did likewise in the previous innings. And as we see there, Peyton Newman, as you stated there, Tori, has gone onto the mound as the Cats' third pitcher of tonight's game.
She threw 3 straight strikes last week with no balls. Can she do the same again?
And it could possibly sew up the game for the Carine Cats, because it's at the top of the bottom of the fifth. We have passed 8 o'clock. And of course, adequate time to allow the two teams that are playing in the next game to warm themselves up. Alicia Curtis is the lead-off for the Rangers. Sinking one low there. Ball 1. Curtis taking a bit of time while Guy Belair, the Rangers coach, is getting himself over to the line between third base and home plate. Also having a chat with the Cats coach as well. Very interesting. Swing and a miss. I wonder what they were talking about there.
I'm hoping it was friendly.
I would think so. Well, at this stage of the game, knowing that Carine are almost there, getting their first win of this campaign, may have been saying, you got us there here tonight, but we'll be back maybe. He is very passionate and competitive, and that's a good thing. Bottom edge there, foul. Another top edge, but this time very faint. A foul. That is this time fly and a foul. Even count, 2-2, none away, all bases empty. Curtis facing. Oh, boy, gee, that one curved in late. Full count, ball 3. That is going to be ball 4. So a base on balls for Curtis. She'll stroll over to first. And this will now bring up Brooke Danks. Lead off presented. Strike 1. The throw towards second is close. Curtis is safely home, sliding into second and making the steal. Got to 0-1 for Danks facing Newman. That is the business end of the match. Runner on second, looking to lead off toward third. Oh, swing and a miss there. That one going high. Danks looking to hit that one straight down the ground, but keep it on the ground. And unfortunately, got no contact on it. Fly out towards second base, just over the head of Burke. And Curtis hesitating about whether to go to third, but played it safe and decided not to. Danks just getting that one over the head of Burke and able to advance herself over to first. In the meantime, Trigg is next out. This has grounds for a triple play from Carine's point of view as well. That'll be very ideal. Try and sew up this game. Looking for a pick-off. Oh, that's close. Safe. Well, one of the more closer pick-off attempts in this game. Curtis just making the dive to make herself safe at second. Trigg facing. Both first and second base runners getting some lead-offs. Bottom edge and foul. Right down the middle this time. Strike two. Newman just taking a bit of pace off that one. Just going to the left. Ball one. Well done there by Trigg to just get herself out of the way, leaving the strike zone. Even count, 2-2, with none away. Runners on first and second. Ground ball out towards shortstop. Throw needs to come to third. Oh, it's safe because the third base player was away from the plate. And just making herself safe at third was Curtis. No point in appealing to the plate umpires, I would say, because she did not have her foot on the plate when she took the throw, and a good call made in the end. And now runners on first, second and third. So Kalamunda have got bases loaded. Is there a twist in the tail here, Tori? We don't know.
Well, it's certainly not over till the fat lady sings, as they say.
No doubt about it. Next up is Phillips. That one a little bit high. And this will be, it looks like, Kalamunda's last chance. Try and get some respectability onto the scoreboard. They want to get some runs on the board, which would be ideal. Strike one. Good fastball there from Newman, forcing a swing out of Phillips. Also sporting the fluoro green, gold and pink bat. Swing and a miss, strike two. And that's strike three.
No, it's not.
In fact, that's Shanice, I should say. Shanice Phillips there, not able to get any contact on those three swings, and that is one out. A time being called by Guy Belair, just having a chat with Riley Kemp to the left-hand side of home plate. Still bases loaded, but there is one away. Bit of a delay in this game as a result. Keep your lead. Just making sure that Kemp is confident at the plate. And she's able to get a good hit. So Kemp now facing Newman. Infielders pushing in, so they're maybe looking for a double play here. And that'll be a foul. And ruled as a strike anyway.
I do wonder if Carine may be moving forward to make the play at home plate and keep Kalamunda at 0 runs.
Now they're looking for a shutout. Will that be their intent? Only time will tell in this next play or so. That'll be another foul. Faint edge there. Kemp attempting a sacrifice bunt maybe to try and send her runners home. I'm just kicking up some dirt. Ball one. Oh, caught looking. Kemp got caught looking, so that's 2 away. So all the infield coming in. With the exception of shortstop. And this time it's Zorn. First position in the Rangers batting lineup. Newman looking to keep the Rangers scoreless and looking for a shutout. Swing and a miss from Zorn. Inside corner, well done there by Zorn to get herself out of harm's way from that loose pitch. One and one, 2 outs. And also going low, again to the inside corner. That's a mistimed ground ball. Will Newman get a throw to home? She does! That's gone!
And Carine are able to hold Kalamunda at 0 runs in a shutout game.
And that will be it. A dominant shutout win. A dominant shutout win for the Carine Cats. They did it in great style. And they'll be very happy with their performance tonight. Carine, just too good in the end. And we're just awaiting confirmation from the officials. Yep, that's it. It's all over. In 5, Carine get their first win of the 2025-26 Women's Elite Series campaign in a shutout victory over the Kalamunda Rangers, 9-0. And I think it'd be fair to say, Tori, it really kicked off for the Cats toward the 4th inning when they went on that run flurry and they never looked back.
Absolutely. And they just, they kept going. And Kalamunda, unfortunately, were not able to get on base.
And I think it'd be fair to say it won't be a hard task to name your player of the match, Tori. She did absolutely everything and she got it down to a T.
I'm sure you will agree with me that Briar Burke really stood out among the rest.
Nah, she was sensational, no doubt about that. Can't argue with your nomination there. I mean, Burke's performance on the mound as well. 3 completed innings, 7 strikeouts, and no hit a 3 inning there. And then at the plate, exceptional lie-in, 3 at bat, 2 runs, 2 hits as well. A complete all-round performance, really making the difference for her team here tonight. So the Cats get their first win. And next week, Tori, by golly, it is going to be another fascinating contest. And that is on Wednesday at 6:30. We see the Kalamunda Rangers again This time they take on the Braves.
And what a game that will be. We hope to see you next week.
Thank you, Tori. Great work as always. We'll see you back here next Wednesday night. And all our wonderful team as well. Great job as always. We look forward to your company next Wednesday night for when the Braves take on the Kalamunda Rangers in what will be Game 5 of the 2025-26 Women's Elite Series. Good night from Baseball Park.